and welcome to another episode of the Perth to Paisley Podcast, a podcast dedicated to Heart and Midlothian Football Club, who are heading for Hampden yet again and will play in the Scottish Cup semi-final this season. Joining me, Adam Kennedy, to discuss the victory over Dundee in Gorgie is Daniel McIver. McIver, happy that Hearts are heading for Hampden once more?
Very, very much so. I wasn't there, sadly, but I was watching. And just being in awe of a Norwegian man who can just score really good goals, basically. So yeah, buzzing. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm really intrigued to see when Jamestown Analytics are going to throw Erling Haaland's name into the mix, and we can see he and Sander Kartum link up for both club and country. That'll be good fun. Yeah, no, it was good. Good cup tie, to be fair. An
Yeah.
enjoyable evening down Gorgie way. I was actually really quite impressed with the Dundee support that came through as well.
I know there was loads of them.
Yeah, it was about 1,700 or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, delighted that they went home devastated, obviously. But yeah, all in all, a decent weekend. I don't know why. There is something about a Friday night fixture. I think, like, basically, if you do the business,
You're
you can
fine.
just relax and then
Yeah.
watch everything else come like happen on the Saturday. I quite like
Yeah.
it.
Same.
Um,
Because it's the exact opposite of a Sunday game.
yes, when that pressure then
Yeah.
collects and you think, oh shit, these have won,
And
so
you're
we need to
back to
match
work the
that.
next day and it's
Yeah,
just shite.
yeah, and then the Sunday fear from the loss. You go from losing to into the Sunday fear because work's keeping up. It's just a horrible 12 hours or so.
Yeah, it's
You're
not
just
great.
thinking that this really is utter shite.
Yep.
But thankfully our weekend was made as Hearts are heading for Hampden yet again, like we say.
Sunday was
Um,
also class as well.
it was great. But before we chat about our Friday night fix and defeating Dundee, we are going to touch on the other three ties in Scotland's Premier Cup competition. We're going to go chronologically. Our semi-final opponents are Aberdeen, and they reached the last four thanks to beating Queen's Park by 4 goals to 1 at Pittodrie. Their second semi-final of the cup competitions, cruising past their championship opponents in the end. Something which Rangers didn't do. Sunday the 9th of March, Celtic and Hibs played out. I was going to say a thriller at Parkhead. I watched the game. It was absolutely god awful. 7,000 Hibernian fans were commended for heading through to Celtic Park to cheer on the High Bees, but they were frankly hopeless against the Hoops as the league leaders keep their treble hopes alive. Thank God for that. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
And on the Monday night, last night as we record Tuesday night. The last tie took place on Monday night. And there was a sole goal between Livingston and St Johnstone. Shock horror. However, it was a goal that was worthy of winning any game. An absolute wonder goal from Graham Carey separated Saints from the hosts as Livy crash out of the cup at Almondvale. What did you make of the other three ties, McIver?
I watched the first half at Aberdeen Queen's Park because I
That's
was
just
like,
for the upset, though, isn't it? And
yeah,
then once it goes routine, you're like, yeah, this can go off now.
exactly that 4 minute spell where they scored twice, and I was like, all right, okay.
Up
But
with that then.
Nisbet's goal was
Yeah, heard it was a good finish.
ridiculous. It's like swung in straight for a corner
I'll
and he
give it
just
a
back
watch
heels
because
it in midair.
oh,
Great.
nice.
It's really good at the near post.
Zlatan
Yeah,
Ibrahimovic-esque.
it is really genuinely. It's quite similar to that goal.
Similar caliber striker, really.
Yep, 100%. I have seen Graham Carey's goal, which is just
Oh,
it's goal of the tournament. Like there's no real
without a
point
doubt.
in anything else
Absolute
happening.
worldie.
I completely ignored Celtic Hibs happening because the last two times I've paid attention to Hibs Celtic, Hibs have got results. So I was like,
Nice.
right,
I like your style.
I'm not even acknowledging it. And thank God I didn't, because if I knew going in the 90th minute it was only 1-0 Hibs, I wouldn't have been able to cope with
No,
that
it was
mentally.
horrible. It was not nice. You're thinking all it takes is one chance. I'm thinking Hibs have done literally nothing. Like they
I did
barely
hear
made
that
it.
Celtic dominated.
Oh my God, they battered them, and like Hibs barely made it out their own half, but they stayed in the game.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it gets to about 80 minutes, and I'm that little bit tetchier. I'm thinking they're going to go up and fucking score here, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
and if they forced extra time, you'd still feel confident that Celtic would take it. But we don't even
But
like
still,
that. That wasn't even a thought. I was just like,
no.
nope, 90 minutes. Not even. I'm thinking 20 minutes. Dust them, get them out. But it proved anything but it was horrible. And I found myself. I hate myself for saying this. I genuinely cheered when Dyson Maeda scored. It was horrible.
That's what rivalry is, though.
Oh, I know, but
It's
like
them above, it's Hibs above everybody else in terms of hatred.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
But equally, it's like the Wario meme. It's like I've won, but at what
But at
cost?
what cost?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
100%.
Hibs have conceded, but Celtic have scored. So
Yeah.
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 Just pleased it came out the way that it did, and thank God it puts to bed
100%.
the debate of would we rather Hibs at Hampden or if Hibs go through, it's our best chance of winning it. Absolutely
off.
not. Yeah, no
I can,
thanks.
I've seen us get battered by Celtic 100 times. I can deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm. If we get beat off Aberdeen, I'll struggle with it, but I'll move on with my life. I can't. I
No.
never want us to play Hibs at Hampden ever again.
No,
It's like-
neither do I. Keep that 100% for the rest of the days.
100%.
My stomach was literally churning at the thought.
I couldn't deal with that 3-week build that we would have had.
Never
no.
mind that. It's pretty much as soon as the draw's made. That's
Yeah.
all I'd be thinking about.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we
It
don't
doesn't
have to.
matter because they didn't even score a goal.
And more importantly, we scored 3
We
as we
scored
head
loads
to,
of goals.
to the last 4.
Apparently, by the way, Tynecastle
Go on.
only allowed to finish 3-1 the score apparently now.
Yeah. Is that what? Are we just going to fast forward to the weekend now? Just is that your prediction for Ross County? Yeah.
Maybe.
I
I haven't said who to then.
Neil Critchley made 4 changes to the side that lost the Edinburgh Derby as we took on Dundee in the Cup. In defence, Lewis Neilson replaced the injured Jamie McCart, and Adam Forrester took Gerald Taylor's place at right back. Sander Kartum started ahead of George Grant in midfield. Thank God for that. And Kenneth Vargas stepped in for James Wilson in attack. That meant the Hearts lined up. I initially thought as a
Who
4
knows, man?
with a diamond and a 4-3-1-2 or a 4-1-2-1-2. It then turned into a 4-3-3. It then turned into God knows what else. But Craig Gordon was in goal. A back 4 of Adam Forrester, Michael Steinvender, Lewis Nielsen, and James Penrice. Benny Beningame at the base. What a wonderful footballer that man is. With Sander Kartum on the right-hand side, Blair Spittle on the left-hand side, and Lauren Shanklin supporting Elton Kabangu and Kenneth Vargas. Perhaps the biggest 2 character pairing I think that we've ever had start up front for us. What did you make of that starting 11?
What's happened to Jamie McCart?
No idea. Does anybody know? Have we just
No.
accepted that he's fallen off the face of the earth? Like
Yeah.
nobody's come out and said anything, have they?
Because if it's his face, I very much understand. Because that his face is smashed up. So it's like, okay, yeah, get it if he's not available. But if he's also like done his hammy or something like that, what is happening? I just don't know.
I'm genuinely searching the latest. Like I've no idea.
Yeah,
Even the
neither
Heart Standard's headline is Lewis Nielsen stepped up to replace Jamie McCart in the win over Dundee on Friday. And a quote from Lewis Nielsen, nothing about Jamie McCart at all.
Well, we'll find out on Saturday. In complete contrast to that, Benny Beningame is just fit now.
yeah.
It's really weird.
A leg injury, I see, according to the.
Oh,
reason.
shit. Like,
For
that's him
Jamie
missing for the
McCart.
rest of the season.
Yeah. See you in August, Jamie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just really weird that Benny's fit now all the time.
And plays really well all the
Yeah.
time. It's great.
It's so weird.
Just such an asset, isn't he?
I know.
Like, just absolutely caviar.
I am still just waiting on him to get hurt, though. and-
don't.
I need another few games
It's gonna be
before I
the
can
week
start
before
getting
that
comfortable.
semi, innit?
Aye, it is. I know. I understand completely why he dropped Gerald Taylor after that Derby performance, but again, it just compounds that, oh my God, both our right backs are bad. They're just not good.
Just all right. Well, now we've got somebody on the right hand side right enough, but I mean, yeah, yikes.
Just not good.
Yikes.
The sub that I totally understood was James Wilson dropping out for Kenny Vargas, because it's like, yeah,
Interesting.
James Wilson cannot play every game. He needs to have time out. Whilst I will say, come out of this game a lot more positive on Vargas than I have been in the last few weeks.
Second that. Yeah. Not in terms of what he does on the ball,
No.
but his work rate and stuff, his tenacity off it. I'm like, oh, that's the old you. That's the
Yeah.
Vargas I remember.
His all-round performance on Friday night was like, just do that every week and I'm fine with you.
Then I've got no. There's nothing that I can pick you up upon.
Yeah.
Pick you up upon. Pick
Yeah,
you up
that
on. Yeah,
pick you
yeah.
up. I mean, you just got a bit posher with it. I respect it. We're going highbrow now with the
There's
podcast.
no, there's nothing that I can slew you for, Kenneth, if you're just running about causing chaos.
And then finally, I will never ever complain about George Grant not playing in this football team. So, especially when what happens happens, well on board with it.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
See you in the summer, Georgie son. I
He's
can't
not, he's
no.
going to be here.
Yeah, I
He's
know he
just going to
is.
be
He's going to be
here.
kept on. He's going to hang around like a bad smell, isn't
He'll get a wage rise.
he? Oh dear. Yeah, probably be
Posit-
moved into some penthouse
posit-
suite in Edinburgh.
He'll get
Yeah.
vice
Yeah.
captaincy. Positive mindset. We've won. We're through in the cup. We don't need to worry about George Grant. We've got Sander Kartum now.
If you don't finish top six, it's a fucking embarrassment.
Not
Yeah, you're
finish the
right.
top six.
Um, so happy with the selection then, all told.
Yes, even though I had
Is the
no
summary.
idea what the system was.
No, it was very confusing. And even then, when kind of we were lining up, I'm thinking, no, right, well, Kenneth Vargas is on the right-hand side. Shanklin looks a bit deep. Kabangu's occupying the left, although he's now moving a bit central. It was a wee bit dodgy, but hey, it played out just fine. So I don't think we can really question it.
Nah.
First chance comes after 2 minutes. Hearts looking to catch Dundee out on the counter. Sander Kartum blocks Ziad Larkesh's attempted ball back into the box, following Craig Gordon punching away a Dundee corner. The Norwegian sprints out with James Luke Penrice and Elton Kabangu up in support before he switches the play out to the left-hand side. The incoming Kenneth Vargas picks up and the Costa Rican cuts in, but eventually bends his effort wide of the post. I can't fault Vargas for the effort, but see if he just had just a wee bit more technique and composure. He'd just be that little bit better. Like I don't think he does badly on this chance.
Yeah.
It's more one that comes later on
Oh,
in the
yeah.
half. Like he does well here, but he actually looked up for it, I thought, early doors, which was also encouraging.
He really did. And I was going to say, I'm going to be quite kind to him with this chance because of what's coming later.
Oh
But
my God.
I feel like he did kind of do everything right. And it's just one of them where 50-50,
unfortunate.
it's got to go on target, it's got to go off target. But yeah, just running, high energy, harrying, pressure, playing off the shoulder.
He's nuts.
That's what I want.
He's absolutely nuts.
That's what I want for him.
I honestly, the Pura Vida tattoo temptation could be coming back.
It's interesting you say that, by the way. I watched Don Monaghan and Billy Boyd have a show, and I was watching an episode of it, and they went to Costa Rica. Every Costa Rican they met opens.
Costa Rican.
Yeah, Costa Rican.
That could have been unfortunate.
It could have been. They open with Pura Vida. They say that as their greeting, like literally everybody. They also went to Kenny Vargas's hometown, and I was stunned to see there wasn't a mural of him on a wall. Maybe there was, and they just avoided it.
So hold on a second. Can you imagine the Scottish equivalent of somebody just getting all right?
It literally is that equivalent. It literally is that equivalent.
That's unreal. Somebody that we don't deem as all right is young Adam Forrester, and on 13 minutes,
bad.
he looked to usher one out of play, failing to do so. Dundee keep the opportunity alive, and Simon Murray looks to kind of curl one beyond Gordon into his near post, really. A tame effort, but a chance that really just should not exist. I like Adam Forrester. I think he's all right, but he's just not at this level currently, is he?
He's Liam Smith 2.0. I'm telling you, he will never make it at us. He just won't. I've seen enough now. I've seen basically a full season, and I get he's young, but James Wilson's young, and I'm like, you could be our starting striker next season. If he's our starting right back next season, I'm no coming back.
That's the difference. Would you argue that it's harder for Wilson as well, position-wise, than for Forrester?
I don't know. I don't know because there's so much pressure put on that position, seeing as we're all like, when will we replace Michael Smith?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a
But
good point.
when
But there
Wilson,
is there is up front. That's where I thought you were going with
yeah,
it. It was when will we replace Robbo? When will
no,
we replace
my
Shankland?
point was
There's
going to
literally
be
only two.
Wilson came into the side when Shankland was doing nothing. The team was doing nothing. The team hadn't won, and immediately started scoring and looking good. Whereas Forrester has been in. I will always remember his Heidenheim performance, right? And I will cling on to that with
It was
all
good that
my
night.
with
It was
all
good
my
that night.
heart, and just hope that he's just having a settling in period, and then we get Heidenheims every single week. But I will also say, I know this maybe isn't as popular, but I think Lewis Nielsen's been better than Forrester. I like Lewis Nielsen though. I think he does have a
I,
future
I thought he was really
with
good
us.
Friday night, Lewis
I thought
Nielsen.
he was great. And it's like, I know he's a wee bit older. I know that, and it does matter. And he's
And he's
been
had a couple loan
going
spells under his belt or
exactly.
whatever. Yeah.
But even when Lewis Nielsen was at Dundee United, you kind of were like, oh, well, he looks really good. He's got to do something, kind of thing.
Do you not think that Forrester could benefit from a loan move though?
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to see him at like, I don't even know. I was about to say a
I've got
Livingston,
Dunfermline in my head for some
but I was
reason.
going to say a low end championship team would be good.
Yeah.
How,
I
by the way, can we just say Macaulay Tate should be in our first team next
oh
season? Like, he's
he's
so
bossing
good,
it at Livingston,
man.
isn't he? He is. It's such a weird one with him because you would not have him down as a Davy Martindale player in a million
No,
years. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
he looks like Marvin Bartley's breakfast was what I was going to say.
Yeah, I know. Like he's a
Like
wee guy. He doesn't look
a wee
tenacious or anything
slight,
like that.
just a,
Aye.
a lovely ball player rather than some big hatchet hammer thrower in the middle. But yeah, I don't know. I
Is
don't know
that the
what the
first
future
game
holds for
last night?
Forrester.
Is that the first game Tate's lost at Livy?
Good question.
Because I know there was a stat that it
Possibly.
was like
Yeah,
since
possibly.
Macaulay Tate had arrived, they were unbeaten. And all these Hearts fans were going like, "Well, that's not a coincidence." Yeah, they literally haven't lost since yet. That's their first loss this year.
Jesus. Well, there you go. You're welcome, Livy. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for Forrester, to be honest.
Nah,
I'm
neither.
really puzzled. It, it just is it because like our standards were that low after Daniel Oyugoke's shocker in the Czech Republic with that last minute winner for Pilsen, who are somehow inexplicably in the Europa League last 16. Like, what the hell's happening here?
I always said at the time though that there's no really much Oyegoki could do about that. He was quite unfortunate. And then folk were just like, he's written off. And how's he doing in Italy? Has he
Um,
been playing?
it came on against Juve the other week. I saw that, thinking, oh my
Juve were
God.
shite, so
Yeah.
maybe he did do well.
But
He's had
I don't
four
know.
games.
I,
He's
I just
averaging a
think
6.1. It's no going well.
I just think when you're in the shit, like maybe that Heidenheim performance was just bad, but better than what we'd been used to. Do you see what I mean? Like
Maybe.
the standards were that
I
low
don't
that
know. I
anything
think he
could
was
upgrade.
really good against Heidenheim, right? But he's just never been able to replicate that at all, and actively is like been. I think Forrester has actively cost us goals. What I will say is though, he's so young, he absolutely could turn it
Oh, he's
round.
got time,
And I
bags of
hope
time.
he does. I hope in 2 seasons we're sat here with Adam Forrester vice captain, like amazing, and we're sat going, mind when I was calling him Liam Smith 2.0 and stuff like that. What an idiot I am, as ever. But no, I think I'm right, and he'll be at Montrose in 2 years.
So Adam Forrester's essentially off to the mighty Mo, and we took the lead thanks to the mighty Norwegian.
It's the worst link you've
Yeah,
ever
that,
done. I'm not
it's,
even
it
letting
really
you
is.
get away with that. A goal of that quality deserves far better than that. That is disgraceful. I was like, where is he going with this?
We didn't have an abundance of chances early on in this game. However, Hearts would take the lead on 26 minutes. James Luke Penrice takes a throw in on the left hand side, and after Lauren Shanklin pokes towards Blair Spittle, the former Motherwell midfielder centres for Sander Kartum, who just runs onto it, unleashes a beautiful strike, past Trevor Carson in a flash, right into the top right-hand corner, in front of all the Greeting Dundee fans, 1,700 strong. Heart Midlothian 1, Dundee nil.
I'll try and not take it personally against Kartum because as I say, I wasn't there because I was 8 hours removed from double wisdom tooth extraction. So I couldn't celebrate any goals that we were going to be scoring, regardless of quality. So I just had to sit silent and just be like, arms in the air, yay, as we're scoring wonder goal after wonder
Yeah,
goal.
it was great.
But listen, I'll happily take that on the chin for the entire Heart support and suffer in silence as we get through because it's like technically a ridiculous finish. He passes it
Outstanding.
from 30 yards, there's like no backlift on it, there's no power on it really. He just takes all the power in the ball that's already there.
It curls. It's like what was that game where you drag with the finger? It was
Oh
a Goal
God,
Hero
yeah,
or
Goal Hero,
something.
aye,
Goal
yeah,
Hero. It is like that is literally like the perfect finish.
yeah. It was ridiculous, and he was also good in the game. It's not like he scored two
Yeah.
wonder goals and then didn't do anything. Like his all-round performance was so good. It's exactly what we thought we were going to see in that St Mirren Cup game, where it was like, oh, he's come on, he's made an impact. What's it going to be like on an actual good quality pitch that isn't just a potato field? And we really saw it on Friday night. He was fantastic, and just it's one, especially in a cup game, you need moments like that where it's like there's no really much between the two sides, but we should have better footballers than Dundee.
Yeah, I think it very much kind of echoed Dundee's form heading into this. My worry was kind of that back four, because they won't have
Mhm.
played together ever,
The
if at all.
13th centre half pairing
There you go.
from the start.
So
That doesn't even include changes in game.
so you've got that to contend with,
I
alongside
hope that's a quiz question, by the way,
the
and I've just
the
fucked you there.
fullbacks. It's not.
Ah,
I don't care about defenders, mate. Come on, you know
I
this.
know you don't, but I have to cling to something.
So that was my worry, and I think ultimately a goal of that quality, it basically eases the fans' worries and
Yeah,
concerns from there on in, and I think they are definitely put to bed given just how great a goal it is. I mean, it is an absolute worldie. I
yeah.
don't think I can't remember celebrating a goal of that caliber for a wee while anyway.
G- In terms of individual strike, Geno's against Aberdeen.
Not a bad shout. Yeah,
Trying to
not a
think a
bad shout.
better like individual just strikes of a ball. Like Shankland's
At Tynecastle
Travella
anyway, because
against St Mirren.
with a couple against Dundee at the end recently, we've seen them
Yeah,
just score worldies against Dundee.
I know
So if we
exactly.
could play Dundee every week, life would be good.
Shankland's Travella against St Mirren last season at home for the edge of the box.
That's a great shout.
I remember being really
And
good.
then he scored one at Livingston a couple of weeks
Yeah.
later, which was decent, but not. I mean, not to that effect.
The last few
Yeah,
years we've actually had a couple of
couple of worldies,
decent
but
goals.
how nice is it to have somebody that will have a ping from the edge of the area?
That was the
Oh,
thing I really noticed where it was like
I've
whenever he
missed
gets
this.
that ball, he just wants to go head down and drive and then either hit it or
Oh,
play somebody
so
in.
direct. Like, yes, that my guy.
And I
Uh,
know
uh,
it's what we were promised about him. Like that's what everybody said. It was like, oh yeah, that's what he did. He did for Bran. That's the type of player he is. But you always, I mean, you hear that about every single
you take that
forward
with a
we
pinch of
ever
salt.
sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Kartum, in the time he's been here, definitely has shown, like even his involvement in Neuenhof's goal against St Mirren, it was like a similar type of turn for his second and just driving straight forward and playing the ball in.
Speaking of a second, it appeared as though Hearts would have a second as the ball was in the net 10 minutes before half time, but rightfully ruled out. Hearts take a throw in quickly as Cabangu slides through to Lawrence Shankland. He dinks into the path of Kenneth Vargas,
Oh my
who
god.
knees it down but just blasts straight at Trevor Carson. Why he doesn't go with his left foot, I don't know. He obviously doesn't fancy it, and it's just for standing on. But a glorious chance is spurned to double our advantage. Lawrence Shankland then lobs into the net, but Elton Kabangu is correctly judged offside. Vargas just has to. You've got to score that. It just reeks of Pataudry. It reeks of Ibrox. Like God.
It's so annoying. It's like, oh, that would be the tie put to bed. That would be
Oh,
it.
there's no way they're coming back from that.
Nah. And as I say, I think he then went on to do really good things in the second half as well. I thought he was really good overall for 90 minutes, Kenny Vargas, but just so many people are just going to remember that chance.
Yeah, yeah, it's that's the harsh reality. I think when you're a centre forward, but then it works both ways, doesn't it? Because if you bail the team out with your only
Everybody remembers
chance, you're
his
the
goal
hero.
against St
Exactly.
Johnston.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Case in point. Um, we were unfortunate to obviously not double our advantage, but Dundee were equally as unfortunate to not immediately peg us back right before half time. Trevor Carson's goal kick is headed away by Sander Kartum, only as far as Cesar Garza, who nods on to Simon Murray, and Simon Murray sends a lovely first time flick behind the Hearts back line. The Burnley loanee drives and races in on goal, but crashes one off the crossbar. It literally hits the junction rather than
Yeah.
post or bar. And thankfully bounces clear as we head into half time with a goal advantage, but lucky to maybe not be on level pegging with Ivor.
Lucky to not be in terms of that exact moment, but I feel like we deserve to go in
We're in
1-0
control.
up. Yeah. We weren't great by any stretch of the imagination, but we were in control is the best way to put it. It's a good chance for them, and it does feel like one of them that you now look back and go, what would happen at halftime if they get, especially with what happened so early into the second half kind of thing. But overall, the best positive to take from it is like we've not been that good, but we're in control and we can get better.
I think the worry is I actually rate a couple of Dundee's forward players.
Same.
I think Simon Murray's underrated as a centre
Yeah.
forward. I think he's decent. I like the young lad Adewumi that
I
obviously
really like
cannon's one off the
Adewumi.
bar him.
I think he looks
Yeah,
good.
bar here. You've got Scott Tiffany off the bench. We were also fortunate that Lyle Cameron didn't start for Dundee because he's by far and away their best player.
Was
Yeah,
he suspended for the game?
I don't know. I actually
Because I
don't know.
saw somebody say that that's why he didn't play. Because I was like, I didn't think he was injured or something. But with
Yeah,
him missing, I was like,
good one.
surely if he's fit, he plays. I know he's got this Rangers contract, but still,
Yeah, yeah, that was a curious case. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about an injury, so
I don't know. He might have been
don't know
suspended. I reckon.
don't know what that's all about. But yeah, again talking about the defence, I thought Dundee have actually got players that can hurt us here,
Mhm.
which then makes the Vargas chance more annoying because you
Yeah.
think if we'd gone 2-0 up relatively what were we, half an hour in, 35 minutes in or whatever, go 2-0 up, then it's a long way back for Dundee. But I don't know, just felt as though they could have hurt us if they fancied it. All it takes
I
is
feel
just
like
one
though
chance, like I said for Celtic Hibs.
that seems like a perfect summary of their season and where
Yeah,
they are, where they've got players that should be doing something, but they're just not doing it.
yeah. They look to break on 47 minutes, but it's a poor pass from the aforementioned Simon Murray. James Penrice intercepts, threads it through to Elton Kabangu. A poor cross is diverted clear by Joe Shaughnessy. He gets it back, cuts back for Vargas, who tries to line Kartum up again, but this time he curls up and into the ultras section rather
Just
than
like
and finding the top corner.
it's
He's
no
not far
million mile
away.
away. Vargas does well there, by the way, to just create a wee
Yeah, he
space and
does.
pop it off.
And again, it's actually a credit to Kabangu for opting to go for Vargas because he
Yeah,
probably thinks that chance first half,
you're no
I
getting
passed
it.
it to him. No,
Yeah,
you've had it here. But I mentioned that I was impressed with Dundee's support, the 1,700 or so that were there, and they went Tonto as their team pool level on
they
50
went
minutes.
mad.
A really, really disgusting goal for us to concede, a shit
When
goal to
will
concede.
Hearts stop crosses into the box? I want to know it because we never do. With the last three managers, we never stop crosses.
And here, Aaron Donnelly centres for Ziad Larkesh on the left hand side. The wing back is said to have kept the ball in play. I think that's the correct decision
Yeah.
after a poor first touch. But as you say, McIver, he's allowed to cross into the box, and his cross is a pinpoint one. Joe Shaughnessy, who's up for the initial corner or free kick or whatever set piece it was, which ultimately came to nothing, can head home from what 6 yards out, and I just a rotten goal for us to concede, but the cup ties all square at one apiece. All it takes is that one opportunity.
Why on earth would Hearts fans go, way, as he crosses it?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
As it was in the air, I just thought to myself, well, they're going to score now. After that, it was like, well, that's nailed on.
Definitely just think that it's away, but I don't think it is.
Like, it's not. I actually like when you see the replay, the one that's in the camera that's in the Roseburn, and you
Hmm.
see that, I'm like, yeah, that ball's on the line. Like he's
Ah, yeah,
definitely
the one
kept it
behind the
in.
goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, yeah, you've kept that in. Just so frustrating.
The Dundee limbs were
They
crazy.
went
Can I just say they
mental.
did? I saw a boy literally. Obviously, I'm right next to the fans.
Yeah.
They're on my right hand side. I saw this boy who must have let about 5 or 6 rows onto the pitch, and he's celebrating with Aaron Donnelly. I'm thinking, do you know what? Fair fucks to you, because
Aye, fair play.
the jump alone was impressive. But
Fair
they went
play to them.
crazy. They went
Yeah, I
absolutely
mean, in
wild.
fairness, they've had fuck all to celebrate for
Yeah.
about 2 months. Um,
And it keeps their. I mean, what Dundee? It's mental. Like how long they've gone without
I
the
think
cup. I think
118 years now, I think it is.
116. I think.
Yeah, like,
So it's obviously far longer than those dicks.
yeah,
So well, far longer. A couple of years longer than they went without. But you know what I mean.
just
It's been a
crazy.
bloody long time.
They've not been to Hampden since like 2006 or something like that. Like,
Mental. Absolute carnage.
so fair play to them for celebrating loads for equalising. Because
Yes.
then they have another chance really quickly afterwards. And if a ball's played through to Adeyemi, it's like they could have been 2-1 up.
I mean, Lauren Shanklin tries his luck from a tight angle, not far outside the area, but drags his strike wide on 52 minutes. The chance that you mentioned, 53, Finlay Robertson's cross nearly catches Craig Gordon unawares. Dundee opt to take a short free kick before Adewumi plays it out to the teenager. And yeah, a weird one. Like, I don't think he's trying to. I think it's a cross.
I think it is a cross.
I think it's just a poor one, but Gordon, thankfully, was on his toes. It was, they kind of, they grew in confidence, didn't they, Dundee? They had a
Mhm.
little spell where just after the goal, you're thinking, if we're not careful,
It was this
again,
period. It was this like 10
yeah,
minute period where it was like, right, we need to just kind of be on it. And this is kind of when I was like, oh, I love Steinvender so much. Like
he's looked really good, hasn't
he's
he?
amazing. He won 100% of his aerial duels and he had 8 headed clearances as well on top of aerial duels.
And
Like,
he's got a great name to boot.
exactly. And he's Austrian. Like, he's just, oh, he's my perfect man. Love him.
um, uh, Thankfully, we kind of rode that wave. Another ball into the box is punched clear by Craig Gordon. Cesar Garza looks to head back to Mo Silla as the only two Dundee outfield players are virtually on the centre circle.
Yeah.
They're anywhere near their own half. The rest are all just camped up in the Hearts box. Kenneth Vargas does really well to just nip in, takes it away from Mo Silla, who brings him down, but Kevin Clancy plays the advantage. El Kabangu races away, takes a few heavy touches, but just can't convert as Garza slides in and puts behind for a Hearts corner. Great from Vargas, but now the attention turns to Kabangu. Like, I think he should do a lot better
I
with this
think this
chance.
is the one from this game where you can't blame him as much because I think it is just an unbelievable defensive block from a guy who the only thing I know about Garza is that he is fast as fuck. So that is
He's a
the
nippy
only
wee
thing I
guy, isn't
know.
he?
Yeah.
Garza.
So Kabangu, I've seen it back. I think Kabangu's touches are all right. I think it's just he's trying to set himself. And then he takes two and then he's like, right, I'm hitting this. And just as he hits it, he appears.
I think it's a touch too many, if I'm honest.
Maybe.
But
But I think there's other
I don't
chances
know.
in this game with Kabangu that I'm like, you should be
Oh,
scoring that. That one, I'm like, well, that's an amazing block.
and it's not as bad as the Vargas one first
Yes,
half. But
exactly.
Vargas does well to make amends
And
here.
also, I will say,
I Go on.
if that is Vargas in that position, he
Oh
gets a
yeah,
lot more pelters than Kabangu does for the
yeah.
miss that he ended up doing.
Probably
I know
because
I'm
how
defending
high he
Kabangu.
blazes it into the Gorgie stands there,
Maybe.
Vargas,
Yeah,
rather,
maybe.
rather than somebody coming to recover. But I wanted to ask you about that instance of play because a lot of
Right.
Hearts fans angry that Mo Salah wasn't shown a red. To me,
So
I actually thought that Clancy did the right thing, and that if it is a red card, then the attack would have broken down. I was kind of happy that he allowed play to breathe and issued the yellow. I didn't mind that. I just thought we were poor when
I
the
would say this:
opportunity arose.
you're allowed to let a passage of play happen and then go back and give a red card. You're still allowed to do that. But my stance on it is this: I need to know what like the wording of the rule on goal scoring opportunity is. Because if it just says denial of a goal scoring opportunity, then it's like, yeah, Clancy did the right thing. He allowed it because we still had the goal
Yes, the
scoring
opportunity
opportunity.
to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's like particular to the player who's fouled, so like he's denied Vargas the clear goal scoring opportunity, then I think it should still be a red, even though like
Even though the attack's
incidentally,
fizzled out.
yeah,
Yeah.
incidentally, we had another player who were there, but the players involved, Vargas was denied a clear goal scoring opportunity. But I
Yeah.
don't know if that's how the actual rule is written. Because if it's not, then it's like Clancy can't just go, well, I think the rule should be this. So I'm going to send him off.
I can see why the wee man was incensed to be taken out.
100%.
He was absolutely fuming.
Yeah. I don't think there could have been a complaint either. I think it's one of them where whatever happened, VR wouldn't have got involved. If he'd given a red, I think VR would have been like, yeah, I can see why, because Vargas is just taken out. Whereas because he doesn't, I think VR goes, well, yeah, because the clear goal scoring opportunity still happened.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know. Maybe
I
should
don't,
message somebody about that.
I don't have an issue with what was given.
No,
I can
no,
very much
neither
understand
do I.
why it was given the way it was.
I think we're frustrated. I
It might
think it's
be
an equal
different if the
frustration.
result was different, by
Yeah.
the way.
I also think it's an equal frustration at the decision and the opportunity then
No
missed.
one would give a shit if we'd scored for that. Nobody
100%. Nobody would care. Ziad Larkesh would then try his luck outside the area for Dundee as Craig Gordon opted to punch clear. But last week on the podcast, I did tip Simon Murray to score.
His
But thankfully,
I didn't realise we tipped him to score his first ever goal at Tynecastle.
oh wow, really?
I didn't know that. Now, that's not corroborated. That is Joel Sked. I heard Joel Sked say that. So if that's wrong, blame Joel Sked.
Nice.
But he did end up getting his first goal at Tynecastle, and it's the most I've ever been a fan of Simon Murray getting a goal.
Thankfully, decides to help Hearts out. Blair Spittle whips in a free kick, which the former Hib striker can't help but glance past his own goalkeeper. I couldn't give two hoots. How it's gone in, just bothered that it has gone in. It's Heart Midlothian 2, Dundee 1.
I watched, as I do every single game that I watch from my house, I watched on Hearts TV. So I was listening to Laurie's commentary, but I have since heard the normal commentary, and it is an absolute disgrace Michael Stewart is trying to claim that's a Blair Spittle goal. Just wild. It's so
That's just him being him, though, isn't it?
It is, but it's so obviously. If that doesn't make contact with Simon Murray's head, Trevor Carson's just going, thank you very much. I'll
That
just
is
claim
just a
that.
classic like roll down to the ground and gather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no. And then it was like a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment where the camera just zooms in on Simon Murray going, fuck. It's so good. It's an amazing moment.
Not as good as when the stadium announcer announces that it is him.
Oh,
There's a couple of
that was
renditions
great.
of "You Hibs bastard." You
So
Hibs
good. So fucking good. I think it might be my favourite goal of the night.
Oh,
Never mind two Rakers.
Yeah. When our fans are good, they're great.
They
They
are.
really are. And it went from good even better just a few minutes later.
Oh.
James Penrice's throw sees him exchange a 1-2 with Lauren Shankland. The skipper slides inside for Sander Kartum, who just spins past Finlay Robertson as though he's not even there, drives forward before poking through the legs of Aaron Donnelly and into the net with an unorthodox but gorgeous left-footed finish right into the far corner. 2 goals in a matter of minutes, and Hearts were firmly in control, 3-1 up.
This is the best goal. It's better than his first one because of the turn, the drive, the trivela, the nutmeg. It's as
The whole
bottom
shebang.
corner as you want. It is ridiculous technique. It is so good. I'm fine to argue. You can have your preference for the goals, but my preference is that one. They are both outstanding finishes. And if we get anything even remotely close to that for the rest of the season, I want me to sign a 5-year extension despite him being 30.
I was going to say the rest of the season, the rest of his Hearts career.
Yeah, just so good. And also, to be very serious, he missed his grandma's funeral for that game.
Did say that.
And just incredible commitment to the
I
club.
wondered where he was off to with the celebration, because I obviously I
Well, that's the
couldn't see
thing. We
ball,
missed it because I was watching it on TV.
yeah.
We just see replays and we don't see him do any of
No,
that
I
stuff.
saw him wander off, and I'm thinking, where's he off to? And then
Yeah,
obviously I see what's happened.
absolutely fair play to him. A lovely tribute, I can imagine. I saw his interview where he was speaking about it, and it is very much the "I've arrived" performance.
Oh, absolutely.
And now it is like we have so many centre midfielders, not George Grant. We have so many centre midfielders that could get in the seat. Like Devlin's still to come back. And like
The Hoff
Kartum's
came
now
off the bench.
they're amazing. The Hoff came off the bench was class. Benny was man of the match, probably. He was outstanding.
Oh, my Congolese king, I would honestly look at him like a
Like
proud dad.
unless you play Benny as the pivot, Neuenhoff and Devlin, and then Khartoum in the 10 behind Shankland and Kabangu. But then you've dropped Spittle, and there's no place for Wilson in that team. So it's like we've got so many central players that are good.
An array of
We have
options.
no width, but we have really good central options.
You can see why he's opted for this diamond, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair play. When weighing up the pros and cons, he's gone, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just going to play a million centre mids.
Not many chances after that. I think that pretty much killed the tie off. There is one for Kabangu, which I don't think is necessarily his fault. A long ball from James Penrice on 78 minutes finds Alan Forrest off the bench down the left-hand side. He looks to centre for our big Belgian brute, but it's behind him. He recovers, looks to smash home, but Aaron Donnelly blocks and Scott Tiffany clears. Then it's like Josh Mulligan can't clear because Adam Forrester crosses in. And Kabangu then blasts goalwards, and Carson parries. It's like it just wasn't the big man's. It wasn't the big man's evening.
Nah, Carson did. Carson was probably their best player, to be honest, because he kept it respectable when you actually look at him.
Carson.
Yes, he's also 38.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't start for them every week.
I know.
They've kind of been humming and hawing. To me, it's Carson before McCracken all day.
But yeah, just
from what I've seen.
Kabangu is he seems to be somebody who will score every chance he gets or score none of the chances he gets. And that to me is exciting and fun. So therefore, I'm fully on board.
The ultimate streak striker.
Exactly. So on board.
But yes, through into the last four. First name in the hat. And we could just relax and watch the weekend action, knowing that we're heading for Hampden.
We're there. And we were the first name out the hat as well. Not only in, but out as well.
Seamless segue.
That's how you do a segue.
That was nice. Yeah. Rather than Montrose in Norway. Yes, we were the first out the hat. And thankfully, Aberdeen's ball came out afterwards. I think it was very much a case of not Celtic, not Celtic, not Celtic, not Celtic. Could have been St Johnstone.
Would have wished it was St Johnstone
all day, but it's pretty much the second best draw.
Yeah, it's very much down the road. There was one that we really wanted, one that we really didn't want, and one that we would be like, okay.
Yeah, perfect way of putting it.
It's a first for our lifetime.
Yes, 96 the last time that we played Aberdeen in a semi-final at Hampden. I was discussing that with my missus. I was thinking, I can't for the life of me remember us playing Aberdeen in a semi-final, which is mad considering.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The clubs are of obviously similar size, stature, and both have a claim as kind of best of the rest. It's bizarre that we haven't met the Dons at the National Stadium for that long.
The big talking point, obviously, is this is the fixture where the home team always wins. Does this mean?
Technically, we're
But
listed as the
that's
home
the
team.
thing. So I was going to say,
Yes.
does this mean we're going to break football by just doing an infinite penalty shootout because nobody can win? But exactly, we were drawn first. So we're
Yes.
technically the home team. So theoretically, we've got nothing
We're
to worry
through.
about.
Yeah,
We're
we're
in that
through.
final. It's fine. But no, in reality, we've got a lot to worry about. And I think it's going to be literally on the day who turns up. I can see both teams winning.
Johnson and Celtic coming out for their warm-ups because they're the Sunday, but yeah,
We're
the Hearts
still
and Aberdeen
playing.
just still playing.
Michael
Everybody's
Steinbrenner's
eyes just trying to keep them
18th
open.
penalty.
So yes, thank God for that. I suppose is the ultimate
Yeah.
takeaway. That's obviously a massive match, as is this weekend's game.
That is selling it short. This is our biggest game of the
Ross
season.
County at Tynecastle. You're dubbing it biggest game of the season.
Definitely. We have to. If we don't win, we're not getting top six.
Do you think it's bigger than Dundee?
I would put it on the same level.
I would argue the last two have been bigger.
I wouldn't say the derby purely because. Well, maybe I'm now saying that
had we won the derby,
yeah,
I guess it's but then
maybe I should change
happens.
that because of the derby. This is now the biggest game of the season.
Fair.
Because if we do, I genuinely believe if we don't win this, we have no chance of getting top six. Because we'll then get beat by Celtic.
Well, I was going to say not with Parkhead to come. No.
Yep. Well, Dundee United will be a struggle. That'll be a struggle. By that point, you're thinking we've only got one more game after that. We are only a point.
May already be there.
Because of who we're playing as well in this 4-game run. It's like we're playing the two teams that are competing with us to get in the top six. So absolutely massive. Have to win. Ross County are on just inexplicably the best form of their lives coming into it, which of course they are. I love Don Cowie, but I hope he has a shite Saturday, is my conclusion.
Score prediction?
3-1 Ross County. But yeah, the last 3 games at Tynecastle finished 3-1. I'm going to go for a break, and I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 us. Clean sheet. Kabangu double. He's going to be on that day where he just everything goes in for him. I'm going for it.
We're going to concede, but we're going to win.
Probably
2-1.
I take as long as we win. I do not care.
Absolutely. And what you say, you said a Kabangu brace.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm going to say a young man who did bag a brace against Ross County this season. I'm going to go James Wilson. Yeah, I think Wilson will be back. Well,
just as he's to celebrate his Scotland call up.
Yes, indeed. How good is that? Like, I genuinely, I just looked at the names and instantly saw his and just about shed a tear. Like,
yeah, it's insane. It's deserved. Him and Lennon Miller.
How cool must it be to be him?
I know.
Like, there he is. He's at school. Imagine
By the way,
walking into your school class. You've been called up for Scotland.
He's doing advanced higher PE. He should be given an A. How is he not just automatically passed? So he's for a period of time. For a period of time, he was the youngest European goal scorer ever. And it's like, right, can you do badminton? Nah, you get a B.
I know. Imagine all the not like. Does do swimming at his school? Like
maybe he can't swim.
Is that what it is? He's quality on land, but they have to test him.
Precisely. Yeah, that's what it is. It's aquatic based PE. That's what his advanced higher is.
Speaking of James Wilson, there's a couple quiz questions that are dedicated to him as we now partake in the engineer quiz. You've got a true or false. You have a who am I, obviously, and multiple choice, true or false, and who am I. 2 other regular questions. One you'll thank me for, the other you definitely won't.
Great.
Question number 1. We kick off with your true or false. James Wilson could become Scotland's youngest player at senior level if he makes his debut in either Greece game.
Oh, well, this is a thing. And I saw a thing that he'd be the youngest player since the 19th century. but I don't know if that means he'd be the youngest player. I'm going to go true just because I think that is a thing.
I mean, I'm going true because I saw Heart Stats tweet it. So, Scott,
Okay.
it's
I saw a
basically on
stat
you.
that it'll be, if he comes on, he'll definitely be the youngest, like the youngest since the ninth, because the guy who currently
Oh,
holds it was
no.
from the 1800s.
Oh, made an arse of this
No,
quiz.
but I think it is that Wilson would be younger than him. So not only would he be the youngest since, he's younger than that guy, whoever he was.
Right, okay.
Jock
Well,
McTavish. Just trying to think of the most Scottish name ever.
we'll go with it. Is that Soaps Laddie from Call of Duty?
Exactly, yeah. 100%. Soap's wee boy in the 1800s. God, we've never been the more young parts podcast ever, by the way. Speaking about soap, free God. There's no way most of our audience have any idea what that means.
Question number 2. Moving swiftly on from soap. How many caps had Craig Gordon collected for Scotland?
I saw this! Fuck you! It's 19! 19! Fuck you! He'd played 150 games for Hearts.
Damn it.
And 19 caps. Thank you, Reddit.
Screw you, Reddit. Oh no.
That's also, by the way, I saw the 19th century thing on Reddit as well about James Wilson. So fucking yeah.
Door off, you losers.
Get in.
Do these people not work? Like,
no.
Get to work.
No, they don't. It's Reddit. And that's why I'm on there, because I'm on my week off.
Question number 3. What was significant about the last time that Dundee reached the Scottish Cup semi-finals?
I think you're being really vague here, but is it that we won the cup? Because it was in 2006.
I mean, I am. You're right. They lost 3-0 to Gretna.
Oh, did they?
In the other semi-final as we went up to lift the Scottish.
I wasn't sure, because I only heard that they got to Hampden. I wasn't sure if it was the League Cup final or like the League Cup semis or something like that.
Scottish Cup semi. Imagine
I'm 3 for 3 here, by the way.
Hearts, Hibs, Dundee, and Gretna.
Gretna. What a time to be alive. And I was there at that cup final. I wasn't at the Hibs game, but I was at the final.
That was great. Question number 4. This is the question that you won't thank me for.
Right. I'm on a roll. 3 from 3. I've got the international ones.
Notice how I've basically spread this out strategically here. Who is the only Ross County player to have scored a winning goal at Tynecastle?
I don't know any Ross County players. I keep wanting to say Simon Murray and Eamon Brophy are there, but they're fucking no. Right. You could obviously be like Jordan White. But is that too obvious? Connor Randall for us, I don't think, ever scored a winner. In case you're being a prick, being like, it's Connor Randall, but he didn't score it for Ross County, he scored it for Hearts against Hamilton in 2017. I only know those 2 players. So I'm going to say that you've been... Exactly. I'm going to say you've been a prick and you try to double bluff me with Connor Randall. So I'm going to go Connor Randall, even though I can never think of that man scoring a goal for us. Never mind a winner.
No, it's not Connor Randall.
Who is it?
It was the winner for Ross County. I remember this game specifically. We lost 1-0. I swear it was the last minute, and it was by a Dutchman who goes by the name of Alex Schalk. Now, he scored the winner in the cup final against Hibs as well, I think, League Cup 2015-16.
Right.
Sorry.
I want to get this brought to attention.
I remember it because I put money on County in play. That's it. Sorry. The rest of the quiz was fucking easy. You read it off Reddit.
I don't even get a multiple choice for a man that existed like a decade ago, and he's trying to get annoyed at me for knowing a Craig Gordon stat when I'm a walking Craig Gordon stat machine. You
didn't know it. You read it off Reddit.
I could have guessed it.
You could have, but you weren't even given the option.
Nah, I wasn't.
You literally answered, and hey, I had a multiple choice, but you gave me the answer.
Oh, was that the multiple choice one?
Fucking right it was. So for your own cheek and how rude you were, you don't deserve the multiple choice. No.
Shocking. Disgraceful. I like how the last few weeks of the quiz are more antagonistic. where we're trying really. The players that we have in the pool for Hamais are whittling down, so we're making the quiz way harder.
She also noticed that it's kind of coincided with Hearts being in decent form, so we made the quiz fucking solid.
Exactly.
Whereas we were struggling, we'd kind of maybe be a
Name the
wee bit
goal
easier with
scorers of the
quiz.
2012 final. We've just been beat 5-0 of Livingston, Daniel. I'm not thinking here.
Oh
Right.
dear.
Give me this Who Am I for the
This
40.
quiz is an absolute shambles. Can you say? I literally made this today. Had that Scotland squad announcement not happened, I would have been fucked.
I've now got hiccups, so we're all. It's just.
Oh,
This is a
Daisy.
disaster.
Right, you're Who Am I?
I'm going to hold my breath during the Who Am I to try and get rid of these.
I spent time at 2 other Scottish academies and an English Premier League one before I eventually came through the youth setup at Tynecastle. A Hearts legend signed me on loan from the Jambos, where I made my senior football debut, before I looked to break into HMFC's first team the following season. I was released at the end of that campaign and went on to play in the Scottish lower leagues for 5 different clubs, and have been playing in the Lowland League for the past few years with 2 teams. But according to Transfermarkt, I've been without a club since August, despite having been capped at under 19 and under 21 level previously. Who am I?
God, I've no idea, and I'm really hiccuping, so this is a disaster, as you can hear. Right, I need to narrow down the years. He's still active, so it should be recently.
I'm gonna get this man's Wikipedia up.
I'm hiccuping so much. This is a
That's
disaster.
fine. Just let the hiccups roll.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. Between what years did this man? Actually, I'm specifying this because you
Every
said he came
single
through the
fucking time.
academy. You said he came through the academy.
Uh-huh.
Between what years did this man make his debut for Hearts and leave? Because you could say 2005 to 2018, and it's like that's not happening.
He made his debut in January 2013, he even give you the month, and was released at the end of the 13-14 season.
Oh my God, he was here for 5 months. I just want to say Callum Tappin, even though we've done Callum Tappin.
Okay.
Now, the problem is I don't know enough of the Lowland League despite my local team, both physically now and where I was born playing in it. I was up, by the way, Hearts B versus Gala 2 weeks ago.
Oh, good day out.
One of the best goals I've ever seen scored live was scored
Did I
by
see
Gala.
that on a view from the terrace?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I was fucking raging because I was freezing. I just watched Hearts get beat. And I didn't give a shit about my hometown team. I've left there for the last 10 years. I don't care.
I love that these hiccups are coming every point.
Yep, they're good. They're my wee punctuation mark on them all. Right. So I feel like clubs won't help me. I don't know anything else though. I need to just ask. I need to go as route one as possible. Can you please tell me the clubs in order which this man has played for?
Nice save. Okay. Hearts, Alloa, Brechin City, Queen of the South, Brechin City again, Forfar Athletic, Stenhousemuir, Edinburgh City, East Kilbride, East Stirlingshire.
I think Callum Tappin's played for a few of these clubs. Have we not? I think we've done Callum Tappin. I can't think of a single other person from that time period, and I'm not going to waste everybody's time. I think we've done them, but I'm just going to say Callum Tappin.
Danny McIver, I've just had a look at the list whilst you were answering away there. I don't think we have done Callum Tapping, which is a relief, because this is Callum Tapping.
Get in! Why did I think we'd done Callum Tappin?
I don't know. I was trying to search frantically as you went, I think we've done him. And I'm like, oh no.
Why did I think that?
Don't know. We've done Callum Elliott as a fellow Callum.
I am buzzing I got Callum Tappin, by the way.
That was good, mate.
I cannot believe you fucked me over with that one Ross County question. It's stopped me getting 5.
Well, you might have got Callum Tappin, so that I had to do something.
I did get Callum Tappin. There's no might
so,
about it.
Exactly. So I had to do something to prevent you from getting 5.
Why? Why wouldn't you want your friend and co-host of over half a decade to get another 5 out of 5?
You've thrown me fucking Fitzroy Simpson and
You've thrown me a cunt that never played. Is this because you've never had a 5 out of 5 and I've had 7?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I thought it
That's
might
exactly
have
what it
something
is.
to do with that.
So what are you doing?
Pettiness.
You having another one?
It's
Of course not.
pettiness I actually
It's
respect.
not.
No, it's pettiness I respect. Fair play. I'd do the same.
Thanks.
It is my
That's
life
great.
goal to make sure you never get a 5 out of 5. I'll be devastated if you ever get it. I'll be absolutely
on the
gutted.
off chance that I ever get one, it'll be amazing.
Imagine if we win the
Gonna have
cup and in the same week you get a 5 out of 5. We'll end the podcast there. We'll
yeah,
have
life would be
peaked.
complete. Yeah, that would be it. That'd be it done.
Right,
I'll
let's
just draft
see
in Richard Cobb to replace
for the
me.
rest of time. Exactly. Right, let's see how long I can get through this outro without hiccuping through it. This
Come
is going
on,
to be a
you
laugh.
can do it.
Let us know if you did enjoy the episode. Or get Callum tapping, because honestly, I think we've kind of brushed over that. I can't believe I did actually get him.
Yeah, that was good. That was very good.
Really chuffed with that. If you did enjoy, please leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching on YouTube, please have a like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on all the socials. perthtopaisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can get me on all the socials watching Callum Tapping's first start for Hearts, the Scottish League Cup semi-final win against Inverness Caledonian Thistle.
Oh my God.
At Adam T. Kendo.
I was there at Easter Road. I was at that game.
Well, very nearly a disaster.
Very nearly a disaster. We'll be back next week to discuss all the fallout from Ross County and anything else that happens. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.